which is in heaven. You understand? Connection failed. I knew this was coming. All right, an error occurred while trying to connect. Please close this window and try again. So anyway, I got to close that window and try again. All right, let's try this again. We had an error occur, y'all. See, this is what's frustrating about trying to preach and technology. All right, let's do it again. Let's do it again. I'll do it again. I'm at a stopping point here. I'll do it again. I'll do it again. Y'all bear with me a second here. Bear with me. All right, we should be rolling again. We should be rolling again. And listen, verse 17 of Luke 10, and the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. He said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. How about that? I beheld Satan fall as lightning from heaven. Listen, verse 19, behold, I give you what? I give you power. Who gives us power? Who gives us power? The Messiah gives us power. To do what? To tread on serpents and scorpions and listen, and over all the power of the enemy. And nothing shall by any means hurt you. Listen to me, I got to stop right there for a minute. I got to stop right there for a minute because let me run something by you. I do not regret the survival teaching that went on YouTube. I do not regret the videos I've made about learning how to shoot and do other things like that. I do not regret them one bit. Period. Do I regret them? But what I do regret is that people want to do the survival, they want to do the shooting, they want to do all these other things, and yet they want to leave out the most important thing that matters is that, guess what? Nothing can hurt you. Nothing can hurt you, saith him in verse 19. Nothing can hurt you. By any means hurt you at all. Because what? Because of verse 20. Listen, notwithstanding in this rejoice not, that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven, in the Lamb's book of life. Think about this. Think about that. Your name is written in heaven in the Lamb's book of life. Think about remaining obedient unto Him, and just think about nothing by any means can hurt you unless He allows it. That's bottom line. That's the greatest power, the greatest arsenal that we've got. And those that don't have it can go along and get along, and they can think in their minds that they're okay. They can believe in their heart that they're okay, but the fact of the business is this. Here's the one he said would be okay. Here's the one he said that would not be hurt. Those whose names are written in the Lamb's book of life, the laborers. See, everybody that comes to the salvation and knowledge of understanding of Yeshua the Messiah, Jesus, they beyond a shadow of a doubt have their name in the Lamb's book of life, but at the same time, they beyond a shadow of a doubt have signed a contract. Oh, they've signed a contract. You save me with your blood, now I'm going to labor for you. But the problem is the majority of them don't have a clue what it means to labor. Oh, they've got a clue what it means to think they're okay. And I thought it for years too. But I'm sitting here thinking, so did he called me and saved me and shed his blood for me, and I came to him and I'm supposed to sit here until everything wraps up? No, I don't think so. Verse 21, in that hour Yeshua rejoiced in spirit and said, I thank thee, O Father of heaven and earth, that thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, thou hast revealed them unto babes. Even so, Father, for it seemed good in thy sight. Oh yeah. Listen, friend, the wisdom of this world means nothing in the eyes of the Creator nor the Messiah. The wisdom of this world is a dunghill to Him. But the wisdom that you and I obtain and retain that comes from Him and His book and the Spirit of the living Creator, that's what He smiles about. That's what He likes. That's what He is pleased with. You understand? Listen. Verse 22, all things are delivered to me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son, who the Son is, but the Father, and who the Father is, but the Son, and he to whom the Son reveals Him to. Let me tell you something. Let me give you a clue right now as I slow down. The Son reveals the Father to the saved. See, because He ain't going to cast His pearls before the swine, He told us not to do it, because men would be cast out, men trample them under the feet. So, when you have a person, listen to me, and I'm saying this in humility, when you have a person that is not a believer and is not studying, to come by and tell you who the Father is and who the Son is, you forget. You might as well just let it go on one and out the other, because they don't know. Because the Word says right here, all things are delivered unto who? Unto the Messiah of my Father. No man know the Father. Listen. No man knoweth the Son who He is, but the Father. And no man knoweth the Father who He is, but the Son. And to whom the Son reveals Himself to. Okay? So there you go. There you go. Now, let's move on. Listen to me. And He turned unto His disciples and said privately, blessed are the eyes which see the things that you see. For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which you see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear and have not heard them. That takes me back again. Let me draw up a stake right there in verse 24. Please, let me draw up a stake. The prophet Isaiah longed to have the day that we've got. Ezekiel longed to have the day that we've got. Abraham looked for that day. Zechariah, Amos, Malachi, many people. Our forefathers longed for the day that we're living in, and we trample it under our feet as a nation. As a globe, we trample it under our feet. Don't you see? And it ain't what we ought to be doing. We ought to be promoting it and telling people that this is what matters. This book I'm reading is what matters. The relationship with the man upstairs is what matters. It absolutely does. Listen. You ready for this? Verse 25. And behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tempted Him, saying, Master, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? See, that's the thing about it. Let me run something by you before I go any further. There are all kind of people going to tempt you. In your relationship and in your labor with Him, all kind of people are going to tempt you. They're going to tempt you. They're going to say all manner of things about you. You see. And they're going to tempt you. But look at the response. Look at the response by the Messiah to this lawyer. Verse 26, He said unto him, What is written in the law? How readest thou? Well, there we have again that I guess the Messiah just decided in this one verse to talk about the law. No, I don't think He did, but that's later on. And He answered and said, Thou shalt love the Lord with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy strength, with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. Verse 28. And He said unto him, Thou hast answered right, this do, and thou shalt live. But wait a minute. He said, This do, and thou shalt live in verse 28. Verse 27, the lawyer says, you're supposed to love Yahweh, the Creator, all your heart, all your soul, all your strength, all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself. If you do this, you'll live. So obviously if you don't do this, you don't have eternal life. Is that what I'm reading here, or am I stupid? No, I think the word don't need nobody to prop it up. I think it says what it says. I absolutely do. Let's read on. But he, willing to justify himself, said unto Yeshua, and who is my neighbor? Jesus answered and said unto him, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment, and wounded him, and departed, leaving him half dead. By chance there came down a certain priest that way. When he saw him, he passed on by the other side. Likewise a Levite, and when he was at the place, came and looked on him, and passed by the other side. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him, went to him, bound up his wounds, poured oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him into the inn, and took care of him. Verse 35, and on the morrow, when he departed, he took 2 pence, and gave it to the host, and said unto him, take care of him. Whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I'll repay thee. Which now of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves? There's your definition of your neighbor. Absolutely. How simplistic the word is to understand. How easy it is to know. Oh, it's absolutely the one that took care. The one that took care of him. The one that paid the money for the inn. The one that got him up out of there. But you see the common everyday priest and the others, they pass them on by because they're too good. Oh, they too good. They ain't got time to get their hands dirty with nobody. Now verse 37. And he said unto him, he that showed mercy. Then said Yeshua unto him, go and do thou likewise. Now verse 38, now it came to pass as they went, they entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, which was also set at Yeshua's feet, and heard his word. But Martha was cumbered about much serving, and came to him, and said, Yahweh, Yeshua, dost thou not care that my sister hath left me to serve alone? Bid her therefore that she help me. You ready? Yeshua answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things. But one thing is needful, and Mary hath chosen that good part which shall not be taken away from her. Listen to me. There are going to be people that grumble and gripe and complain about what you do. There are going to be people that grumble and gripe and complain about your calling. Just simply refer them to this verse and move on. Simply refer them to it. Martha was upset. Martha was upset that she had left doing what she was doing. Mary had left doing what she was doing and began to serve the Creator. Began to serve the Creator. We cannot let ourselves be troubled or perplexed by what other people think or say. But we must love those people. But we've got to move on and do and continue with our hand to the plow. We cannot look to the left or to the right. We cannot look back, it says. No man looking back is fit for the kingdom. Or woman for that matter. Or woman for that matter. Now, I've got to move quick here because it's already 7:30 and I got a lot I want to read. Let's move to chapter 11, please. Let's move to chapter 11. And it came to pass as he was praying in a certain place, when he had ceased, one of the disciples said unto him, Lord, teach us to pray, as John also taught his disciples. And he said unto them, when you pray, say, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Now let me stop there for just a minute. I've got to say this again. Let me stop there for just a minute. He says, now this is the Messiah saying, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. So obviously his name matters. I'll move on. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, what? On earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day by our daily bread. Who gives us our daily bread? See, the ability for this to be where it's at, the ability for me to have had the ability to eat supper, the ability for this microphone to be here, the ability for the chat room, the ability for the sound broadcast, the ability for the blog TV, the ability for you to be able to be here, and the ability for me to have the knowledge to read His Word, it all comes from Him. Day by day, He gives it to us. Listen, I'm so sick and tired of people acting as if they've done something.